Hi guys, my name's Alyssa and I'm going to go ahead and be reviewing Hagroot today for you guys. A lot of people don't talk about this house in particular, so I decided to get a couple samples from them a few months back. I think they've been resting now for over 2 months. I ordered them and I have 3 samples for you guys here. So they came in a really cute little box. All of their products look really neat. The aesthetic is kind of like a witchy, dark aesthetic. The website, everything. They have ritual oils, they have soaps, they have balms, they have anointing oils. Obviously, they have the perfumes and colognes as well. So I have 6 scents for you. The first one is Pumpkin King. And let me find it first. They all come in the sample vials that most of the indie houses have. So they look like that. And Pumpkin King, I got it because I was getting ready for fall. So these are mostly, I think they're fall forward scents. So this one has pumpkin, oak moss, cedar, tobacco, nutmeg, oud wood. So on the first initial spray, well, not spray, but the first initial, what I get is like it's a very musky, clean pumpkin scent. So the musk is very forward in the beginning. It's a little bit powdery, but it's not the type of feminine powdery. It's a little bit leaning more on the masculine side. The pumpkin is not there right away in your face. It's more of the musk, and it's more of like a clean, musky type of scent. These, I've noticed that the key is the dry down. If you want to know the true scent and you want to smell more of the notes, you're going to have to wait like maybe about 5 minutes, and the dry down is when you really get the heart of the fragrance. So in the dry down, I get the cedar. It comes through a lot, and it's not really too oudy for me, but I get a bit of oud in the background, and the pumpkin comes forward a lot more as it dries down. So this one, there's something buttery about it as well, and I think it's the nutmeg in here that's making it like a nutty butteriness, but that starts to really come forward in the dry down. So this one leans to me a little bit more masculine rather than feminine, and it's a musky, buttery pumpkin type of scent. So that one is Pumpkin King. The next one I have is Hawk Forest. I have to find them. Hawk Forest. So this one, the notes are patchouli, tobacco, amyris, dragon's blood, sandalwood, cedar, oak moss, amber, and musk. And this one was a little bit more masculine leaning too. This one is more masculine leaning than the previous one, the Pumpkin King. So the first scent I get, it's very cologne-y. It's very kind of like a store-bought men's fragrance, like a designer mainstream men's fragrance. It's very clean and fresh in the beginning. And then as it dries down, I get a lot of muskiness and like a powdery type ofness. And I'm thinking that it's the tobacco that's making it so powdery. The musk in there, it has musk, but it's not as musky as the Pumpkin King, the previous one. The Pumpkin King comes off more buttery musk. This one comes off more of a tobacco musk type of scent. And I get the dragon's blood in there in the dry down too. So this one's pretty good as well. All of these are pretty complex. I like that they change and they're not linear. the dry down is way different than the initial, what you're gonna get at first sniff. So that one is Hawk Forest. And the next one is Papa Legba. So that's this one. This one has amber, oak moss, smoky tobacco leaves, sandalwood, whiskey, leather, cedar, brown sugar. This one is nice. This one, it has a clean, leathery, musky type of opening in the beginning. And I get the cedar a lot and the amber a lot in the beginning. So cedar, amber, musk, clean, leather is faintly there. Later on, the dry down, the leather comes out way more. And it's leather, oak moss that come out the most to me. And you can smell a little bit of the whiskey. It's faintly there in the background, but I smell more of the leather, the muskiness. I don't know if I just picked a lot of musky scents without knowing, but the musk, I guess, or maybe I just smell a lot of musk in all of the Hagroot fragrances. I mean, everyone's nose is different, so this one's leather, oak moss, and faint hint of whiskey. That's what I get from this one. And also the tobacco, it smells powdery also in this one too. So I don't know if it's the tobacco that's coming off powdery or if it's the musk that's in everything that's coming off a little bit powdery, clean to my nose. So that one is Papa Legba. And then the next one is Helios. That one is really nice. I feel like this one's a little bit more unisex. Like this one I can see being feminine, masculine. The first initial scent is bergamot and the heliotrope. So the notes for this one are sandalwood, I think it's gaiac wood, heliotrope, tonka bean, aged bourbon, vanilla, musk, and bergamot. So I get the bergamot in the beginning a lot. It's very fresh citrus in the beginning with the heliotrope. It's strong and clean. It's a very fresh, clean burst in the beginning. The musk comes through, and then again, it's more of the powderiness. And this one obviously has a powderiness because of the heliotrope. That flower, it's a powdery type of scent. And then in the dry down, the tonka bean comes through a lot. The bergamot is still there, and that wood note is for some reason non-existent to me. I don't pick it up that much, and usually I pick up that note, and it's in a lot of fragrances as a base to keep it going for longevity. But in this one, I don't smell it that much. It's almost non-existent to me. So if you're looking for a woody type of fragrance, I don't think you get much wood in this. But to me, I get tonka bean and the bergamot. It's a very fresh, clean type of scent. Fresh, clean powder. So that one is Helios. The next one, I really liked the next one. It was very, I don't know if it's nostalgic for me, but this one is called Sugar Skull. It has spun sugar, butterscotch, pumpkin, marzipan, altar flowers. So this is the epitome of, if you guys know of Dia de los Muertos, this is exactly what I picture an altar smelling like on that day. This, at first scent, you get those altar flowers, and it's not a rose. It's not a typical type of flower that you would think a rose. No, this is a carnation, a dandelion. those types of more earthy, I guess, types of flowers. And it's not just one flower. It literally does smell like different flowers put together. That type of flower. It's altar flowers, and then the spun sugar comes out in the first sniff. And then in the dry down, I feel like if you got that carnation that you had on the altar and you dipped it in butterscotch and sprinkled sugar on top of it, that's what this smells like. This is it's very realistic to me, and I think it is a little nostalgic for me. It's something that I think I remember from my younger years. I've smelled this somewhere, and I think that's why I'm intrigued by it so much. And it says that it has that butterscotch, but for some reason it's like almond comes through, and I'm thinking it's the marzipan. So we have a candy in over here where we live. We have a mazapan. It's called mazapan, and that is a candy that has peanuts in it. It's like crushed peanuts. That smells like this is in there. So it probably is that marzipan note that I'm smelling that comes off a little almondy. And this one is one of the sweetest ones that I've smelled out of all of them. I would say that this one is the most gourmand. So all of these scents haven't been gourmand at all, and this one is the first one. So if you like that type of gourmand scent, this one smells a little bit more edible, a little bit more foody. This one is Sugar Skull. And then the last one that I got was Harvest Moon. And that one has pumpkin, vanilla, sweet potato, fallen leaves, brown sugar, sandalwood, musk, and fig. Anything with a fig note, I always want to try, so that's why I picked this one probably. And in the first sniff, I get a lot of like potato, the sweet potato, and the pumpkin. This one reminds me of how, like, maybe if you're cooking in the kitchen and you bring out sweet potatoes, but there's a can of puree pumpkin open and ready for you to cook something else with it, mixed with like a brown sugar or some sort of spice on top. That's what I picture this scent as. It's not as gourmand and sweet as the last one, but this one I still would categorize it as a gourmand because it's a lot more gourmand than, Helios or any of the previous ones before. This one is in the dry down. The brown sugar comes forward a lot more, and the potato and the pumpkin. So those are the three notes that I get the most. And sadly, I don't smell any fig, but everything else, I could see how this scent would be perfect for Thanksgiving or fall. This is a pretty good scent for those types of events, those types of days. So overall, all of these are really complex and they change throughout wear time. And I'm sure that it varies on everyone else too, because my skin is different. I eat up fragrances, and if you guys want to try them out, I know there's not a lot of reviews on Hagroot. A lot of people are, they don't talk too much about this house. So this one, I think it's pretty good. So if you guys want to try it, that's Hagroot. Thank you.